We'll be talking about brand partnering and the importance of that in an artist's career, as well as artist managers or whatever you want to do in the industry. It's very important, and we're seeing that now more than ever. So if Izzy wants to introduce herself, and then we can get into well, I'll be interviewing her, asking her some predisposed questions, and then afterwards we will have a Q&A and then a listening session.
Sounds good. Well, first of all, thank you so much, Tiffany and all of the Finessed Media, for having me here today. My name is Isabella Bedoya. Just to give you a little background, I used to be a former A&R for a label under Sony. After that, I moved into the digital marketing influencer marketing space. I was handling about $500,000 per month on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, even sometimes on Facebook, for both digital and influencer marketing ad spend. And it was for like major labels, independent artists, Fortune 500 companies and stuff like that. And then from there, I now have an artist accelerator where I help independent artists establish profitable music careers. So I'm excited to share my knowledge and anything that I can help with today.
Yes, definitely excited. And I actually participated in one of her Grow Your Fan Base boot camps, and that's how we met. So she definitely has a lot of good information. So again, brand partnering, brand partnerships, it's important for those who aren't really that sure of it. Izzy, can you speak to some of the more successful campaigns that we have to currently draw on that are, considered successful brand partnering?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in terms of like music right now, I'm sure you guys have heard of like the Travis Scott McDonald's deal, or like Lil Yachty, Burger King. Gucci Mane, of course, did something with Gucci. No surprise there. Cardi B I think her Reebok line just dropped, her collection just dropped in November, if I'm not mistaken. So, and like there's a bunch, right? Then going off of like music, we have like another one that was super huge was Charlie D'Amelio and Dunkin' Donuts. That one was like also really, really huge. And I mean, there's like a lot of the major artists, because it's like a new revenue stream. Especially there was like an article on Rolling Stone, I think it was, where literally it's like, since concerts are shut down, a lot of the major artists are now turning towards brand sponsorships.
And I mean, also, of course, with Beyonce, with Linkin Park, and I mean, come on, Kanye West and Yeezy, very pivotal in his career. And that can kind of roll into my next question, is just what are the importance of brand partnerships, and how can they aid in an artist's career? I think if you're educating yourself on the music industry, we do know that unfortunately, if you're an artist, making music is not going to be your main source of income, even if before COVID happened, because unfortunately the music industry is just set up for you to not really gain that much income. So a lot of artists have to think and pivot in terms of where their income is going to come from. So can you speak a little bit in regards to how important brand partnering could be in an artist's career and sustaining an artist's career?
Absolutely. Well, having a brand partnership really is two things. First of all, it's not just like giving you an extra revenue stream. It's also strengthening your fan base if you choose the brand partnership correctly. If the brand partnership serves your audience, right? If it actually correlates with everything that your audience already likes, it's going to be a really big mutually beneficial partnership, because the brand is going to be super happy that your audience is flocking to them, and your audience is not going to feel like you're selling to them, because they're probably already buying a lot of the stuff that you're selling, so to speak. So basically, a brand partnership is like super, super, super important to have, to add that big bulk of revenue, right? When you're selling, like when you're getting playlisting, when you're just getting streams, and like the small amount of money you're getting from royalties, like, yeah, that will sustain you a little bit, but where you really get the biggest like chunk of change is from going after brand partnerships. And not necessarily only products, you could also go to brands for sync placements, so which is an area that a lot of people like miss out on. So think of brands as like your this is like your little like GoFundMe. You go and find a brand that actually resonates to you, your audience, your whole movement, and then you essentially want to like try to figure out a partnership with them.
And I think like even going back in the past, like Lil Wayne with DC, like he was into the skateboarding thing and he was like, why not, get paid for it? There was something else that popped in my head while you were speaking. Oh, and in terms of I think, like I said, as an artist, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you do have to figure out, like I said, your next plan of action outside of music. And I think brand partnering can definitely help you with that. And going back to Kanye again, though he is kind of releasing music, he's releasing it kind of when he wants to, and he's not solely relying on that to continue his fan base because he has Yeezys and that, and that whole line, and that is how he's connecting to his fan base now, and has grown a whole, world of fan base because I mean, who doesn't want a pair of Yeezys? So speaking to that, just some of your experience with your Fortune 500 companies, can you speak to some of your experience in terms of how to go about working with influencers and how to go about getting brand partnerships?
Yeah, so that's like a really good point, right? So, and also really quick to tie back about Kanye West. So the importance of why it's important to have an audience too is because Kanye's deal, he went to Nike and Nike gave him like a really bad deal. Then he went to Adidas and Adidas gave him like the best deal. So that's why it's also really important to be smart when you're coming up with your partnerships. So when you are when you are starting off and when you are trying to get partnerships, one of the biggest things is to like I said, figure out what brand aligns with your movement, what brand aligns with your audience, and then the best thing you can do if you've never done any kind of brand partnership before, and even if you have like no audience, the best thing you can do is to go out and actually start a partnership on your own. So like for example, one of my friends Nikita is here, and she's like perfect example because I think she has like 5 YouTube subscribers, and she went out and she made this like video about this like vitamin that she loves. It's called Freddy, and she made this video. She like campaigned it like crazy all over the internet. It went viral. This like Instagram account with like 2 million followers like reposted it. Like it became this whole thing that the brand initially, like, she didn't have a commission structure with them. After she showed them like how big it got, the brand offered her like a small commission. Then it kept growing and the brand reached out to her and like raised her commission. And like it's just like the craziest thing because she literally had almost no following online. And like something else happened, I can't remember, but like it was just, oh, and now the brand, to make it like to tie it full circle, the brand, it's called Freddy, by the way. It's like this multivitamin company. So Freddy is now, or no, it's not a multi, it's supposed to be like a ADHD replacement vitamin. So now Freddy is reaching out to her and like, hey, can we actually cut the whole video that you made on YouTube and put like little clips, like cut up into clips, run ads on it. And then they gave her a promo code. So whenever, like, it became this whole thing, like the plan I'm trying to make, it became this whole thing. So as long as you know essentially like what your audience is and brands that would actually align to it, like actually do that this weekend, set some time and figure out what brands you would like to work with. Even if they're like not like huge brands, even if they're startup brands, reach out to them, build a partnership with them, build a relationship, because that's also how Nikita started growing so much with them, because not only did she like do all these things, then she reached out to them on Instagram and she's like, oh my God, I love you guys, da, da, da. The product sold out, they're sending her merch, like it's becoming this whole thing. So as artists, you guys should be doing the same, where you're like actively seeking out partnerships. And in the beginning, they might not be paid. In the beginning, they might just be something that you're doing for like absolutely free, maybe on commission only. But then they'll move you into like a brand ambassador. And then as a brand ambassador, you continue proving them that you're actually worth it. And then they move you into like a really high commission structure. And then even eventually, like later on, if I'm sure if Nikita, a few months from now, if she wants to like release another video, I'm sure she actually has leverage power to now say like, hey guys, like actually pay me for the video and I'll post it. So when you're starting off, you want to build that relationship, because when I used to work for a lot of like influencer marketing campaigns, we would go after people that had quality audience, right? So if you are one of those accounts that is, you're just like filling it up with fake followers, fake bots, all these different things, then it's really like the brand is not going to work with you. Like brands look at insights, and there's so many ways to actually trick brands into like making it look legit. But when you get to that point, you're like actually violating FTC guidelines. And I remember like one of the contracts we had, there was a girl that did that. She botted her entire comments section. It was a whole like disaster. And they like the brand didn't want to pay, and it got into like this whole issue where it was just going to become really like a legal mess. So make sure that when you are looking into like brand partnerships and all of that, keep your social media legit. Don't like, just for the sake of vanity, don't boost your Instagram or your YouTube or anything. Like, don't do any of that. Keep it legit, keep it organic. And brands would actually love that even more. And like I said, once you do it for free, send them the insights, even if they didn't pay attention. Like, for example, if Freddie didn't pay attention to Nikita, she would have been like, okay, cool, well, I'm still gonna use them, you know? But then she would have moved on to the next, what is it, nootropic health supplement? Yeah. She would have moved on to the next brand, and she would have seen like, okay, maybe this person will actually take a chance on me, and that she can say like, hey, look, I did this for Freddie, look at my insights, blah 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 blah. So yeah, just if you don't have a partnership already, do something for free, send them the insights, and then actually build a relationship.
And I think what you were describing was like how to become like a micro influencer, right?
Yeah, because essentially, like, when you are an artist, you are an influencer. So especially like there's a lot of artists that they're like, I don't want to like deal with social media, blah blah blah. But like, as a celebrity, like as you start becoming bigger, you're becoming a celebrity, and if you're not comfortable with like social media, how do you plan to be like Taylor Swift, or how do you plan to be Cardi B if you're not going to be comfortable with like social media? So you have to get started.
And you said the key thing is to find something that you're comfortable with, because when you're comfortable with it and it's something that you're genuinely passionate about, it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like, you're pushing yourself to be someone that you don't want to be. So I really, really love that advice in that point. There was and similarly, becoming a micro influencer. I think within a lot of the panels that we've specifically had, and a lot of the advice that I've heard, from people within the industry, is also to network laterally. Like all of these people in this room right now, we all have some type of following to a degree, but if we add all of our numbers, that's how we network up. So also think about brand partnering with people who, like I said, are in these communities that you come with. And Izzy is a perfect example, right? Like we met in a Future of Music WhatsApp channel. And after that, I attended one of her fame hacker workshops, and knew that she had an A&R opportunity, and invited her to be a part of our music summit. And then now she's back again. So essentially we've almost formulated a nice like brand partnership with Izzy, because she has a brand, we have a brand, and we're both pushing each other to gain each other's audience and following. So yeah, that was all very, very good insight. And I hope you guys are taking some value away from this. Thumbs up if you are. Are you guys there? Okay. And then last question before we kick it off to the Q&A. So in terms of brand partnering, for those wanting to get into the industry and have like specific like A&R roles or manager roles, I've actually seen that a lot of those roles are evolving because of just digital, and they're actually becoming like those champion brand partnership roles. Or I feel like A&Rs are almost becoming, like brand partners, or so are artist managers. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, like the A&R role has always been very like versatile. It's not just like finding talent, but it's also like helping them develop, getting them like being the person between the label and them. And nowadays, even if you want to get like a licensing deal on like Hulu, for example, or Amazon Prime, or any of like these major streaming platforms, you have to have an A&R. You have to go through an A&R. I think like the role of an A&R is really changing a lot. Like I'm starting to see a lot more A&Rs that only focus on certain things. Like there's a few people I follow on LinkedIn that all they do is playlisting now. And also like for like my one-on-one clients too, I still continue playing that like A&R role, because one of the ones that I helped her get a partnership deal with Know Your Rights Camp, and I also helped her get a partnership deal with the ad council. So like whenever they have something coming up that actually fits her style of music, she can actually pitch to them and stuff like that. So it's really important to like I said, just reach out to brands, and the worst that can happen if you email someone, the worst that can happen is they don't respond, they say no, or they say not now. But at least you know where you stand. It's not like they're gonna, like, a monster is gonna come out of the computer and like bite you. So just do it. Just start reaching out to brands and try to figure out an opportunity.
Absolutely. And I hope you guys are all inspired. Like I said, just find one brand, one person, one entity, one artist that you would wish to collaborate with, and really start, your purpose now. So we can open it up for any Q&As. You can just raise your hand and I can call on you, or you can type them in the chat if you're not able to like actually verbally ask any questions. Anybody? Okay, Cartier.
So, quick question. When the sending the insights piece of knowledge, like that's something I'm definitely going to take with me. But what would you say is the best way to get that insight screenshot to the right person? Should it just be the general contact us page, or is there a particular person like in the company that I should look out for when I'm doing that? Like who would be that best person is my question, really.
No, that's a great question. Sorry, my dog started barking. That's a great question. So if you go on LinkedIn, this is like why it's really important. A lot of artists don't take this, don't use LinkedIn, but LinkedIn is amazing. It's super important. Go on LinkedIn, make sure that your profile is branded. Make sure that you are you're actually portraying yourself as an artist. Make sure that you're branded, that people actually know who you are, so that when they look at your page, they're not like, okay, you are an artist, but you also you do like cashier work at like Macy's, it like doesn't make sense. So make sure your music profile or resume is on there. Reach out to the brand. What you do is you're gonna go on like LinkedIn. You're gonna type in the search bar. You're gonna type in the search bar. Let me see. You can type in influencer marketing. For example, here, let me just type it.
Or even like brand manager, things of
Yeah,
that nature.
it would be anyone that has to do with that. It would be like influencer marketing. For example, I just typed in influencer marketing on the search bar and I got like Omaze and like all these different people. Anyone that has to do with brand partnerships, strategic partnerships, creative, anything like that. But you want to go for like the decision makers. So to narrow it down even more, once you have like your little search bar, you'll get like these little things that say like people, jobs, groups, all that. So essentially, you're gonna click on people. It's gonna show you the roles, and then you can actually click where it says all filters. And when it says all filters, you can then go down and you can put the company name, and then you can try the titles. And when you try titles, you can like literally, I'll drop it here in the chat. You would do something like this where you do like director, something like that, where you do like in quotes, you put the key term, you put in caps or, and then you put like the term again in the quotes, and you can put as many as you want. So that way, LinkedIn is doing a search of like, okay, you're looking for like influencer marketing at like Revolve or something. But if it's not influencer marketing, you're also looking for someone that has in their title, creative director, or someone that has in their title like brand partnerships. That way you're not wasting a lot of time.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Yeah, I've actually have seen music supervisors on movies that I've watched that I really, really liked, or shows, and I've connected with them on LinkedIn. I'm just like, hey, really love your work. Hope we can connect. And then also, if you say you don't personally have something that you're working on right this second, you can at least still reach out and say, hey, can I interview you? Can we chat for 15 minutes, just so that I can understand your story and, go into a role of like a mentee type of position as well. So I think those would all be very helpful.
Absolutely.
Do we have any other questions? Don't be scared. No, I'm just playing.
You probably could. My screen is off, so you probably can't see my hand. But I did have a question. I'm sorry, I have a lot going on.
I meant like the virtual hand, by the way, like in the reactions. Or wait, I'm sorry. This isn't. I'm thinking of Teams or something. Anyway, but go ahead, Tyler.
Okay, but yeah, sorry, but I'm sorry, I'm driving. Okay, so what I was gonna ask was, I know you said your friend had just went ahead and made a video or whatever, before reaching out, and it had went viral and everything. But I feel like a lot in the hip hop community is like, we kind of champion brands that don't show us love back. So how do we kind of avoid that situation if we want to just go ahead and say, you know what, I'm going to go out and just make a video and see if it catches their attention? And how do we kind of, avoid just doing free work for them,
So that's a really great question. So first of all, you have to pick a brand that you actually like really love, that you're not gonna mind doing the free work for them. Because in the beginning, you also have to you have to also realize, like in the beginning, you don't have as much clout as a brand has. So you have to kind of like see it from that perspective. If you look at it from a brand perspective, they're looking at you like, well, who are you and how much money can you actually generate? So when you take the approach of like just campaigning and hoping for the best, yeah, you might be doing some free work, but the upside, what happens if it does catch? And you also have to like not be afraid to put in the work. Like the way Nikita did it, she literally campaigned. Like, how in politics you're like campaigning for like a president and all that, and you're going hard and you're getting DMs, you're getting texts and everything. That's how Nikita did it. She was going like literally putting it in everyone's face, and she was like, hey guys, look at this video, blah blah blah. And then her friends were like reposting it, and then her friends were like also putting it in everyone's face, like, this is the best thing I've ever seen. So
what was the video? Can I ask, Nikita, yeah. What were you doing?
It was just a basic review, but I guess there was like some funny, like it was just like the way I said stuff was funny. And I took the vitamins, like you're supposed to be able to swallow them normally, and like I just can't swallow pills. So I did like a demonstration on camera, and I don't know, but it was just like, because I work in TV, so my job is to do stories, so I just built it out with like a storyline, and it was very catered to like if you have ADHD or you're having a lot of trouble focusing, this is for you. So yeah, it's on my YouTube.
Okay, love that.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Like she grabbed the pills and like opened the pills in a glass of water, and like did the whole unboxing and was just super high energy. That's the thing, you have to be high energy and entertaining. She was so entertaining. Like it was literally like watching, how like when people have ADHD and they're like this, that's literally what it was. Like, oh my god, woo, like chugs a glass of water. She's like, yeah, I'm like, no. So you have to like just actually have faith that, if you're gonna do something, you're gonna do it like well enough and actually put it in front of a lot of people. So when you're doing, like brands in the beginning, if you don't want to do a lot of free work, if you want to see like immediate results, go for smaller brands. Smaller brands love it. Micro influencers are in right now. Everyone wants to have a micro influencer on board because they're not faking the whole fake numbers. They have way better engagement. If you go for someone that has 1 million followers, they have 0.91 usually, like they have less than 1% engagement. But a micro influencer usually has like 20%, 30% because the audiences are smaller and they're actually able to like control a lot of their audience. So micro influencers are in, like actually tap into that market.
Thank you.
Yeah, did that answer your question, Tyler?
Yeah, it did.
Okay, Justine, I see you have a question.
Hey, I hope my question makes sense. So, once you get over that hump of like, being exposed and building a relationship with the exposure and building a relationship with the brand, how do you deal with, negotiating like the money that you would want, or like the revenue that you're bringing in, like how much they pay you? And how do you deal with that? Like if you become a bigger artist and you're going through your A&R, does your A&R deal with the payment and things like that? How does that work?
Yeah, that's an amazing question. If you are like managed or whatever, they'll usually deal with all of that. All you'll have to do is like, hey, here's the brand, do you want to do it, yes or no, here's the pay, blah blah blah. One of the things I recently just saw this, actually, these two guys in Colombia, they got a deal for this app called Avlo, and they like really undercharged. And they were like super like they went above and beyond. They were like, yeah, we'll do this, like blah blah blah. One of the guys charged like 500, the other 900. They did an amazing job, super amazing to work with. the brand came back and they're like, hey, we want to work with you again. And now they like tripled their rates. And then the brand goes, you know what? We won't do triple. We'll do like 2.5x more. But like their rates like increase so much. And now the reason why I bring it up is because like sometimes you have to be okay with accepting just like whatever in the beginning just to get your foot in the door. You know, that's all you want. You want to get the foot in the door. Once your foot's in the door, you prove them wrong. You're like, actually, I'm actually worth $1,000, you know, and here's why. And you show up. You're super easy to work with. You do the revisions when they ask for it. You like don't complain. And then the second time around, you're like, hey, actually, as a matter of fact, I have this amount of followers. Look at my insights. I did this. Actually, you're going to pay me this much. And there's this tool, I'm going to drop it in the chat, where you can calculate how much your posts are worth. So let me see.
And there's also, while she's doing that, also try to negotiate the shortest length of time per contract so that you give yourself that like, okay, we're done 6 months. Now I have X amount of following so that you can negotiate. I think for all artists, you want to negotiate the shortest amount of time that you can in any kind of contract.
Yeah, and also do if they charge exclusivity, also include like a fee for exclusivity, and also include a fee for like if they try to like say like, oh, you can't do any other brand, then just say like, okay, well the price is gonna go up a little bit more. And then another thing too is media rights. If they actually want to charge for media rights so that they can use your content as ads, you can actually charge a little bit more for that.
Great. Thank you so much. That definitely answers my question.
And Nick, we are going to get to your question, but Kingston had his hand raised first. So then we'll get to your question in the chat, Nick.
Hello, can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you, Isabella, for being part of this today. It's really cool and learning a lot. I just wanted to get some clarity on how to find these micro influencers and how to approach them. Is it to ask them, for instance, to promote a song, or I'm totally unfamiliar with all of this?
Yeah, that's a great question. When you're doing, it depends like what platform. So if you're doing, for example, Instagram, you would want to, it would be more so just like product placement. So for example, closest thing to me, Expo whiteboard thing, right? So I have this whiteboard right here. And if I really wanted to, I could have reached out to Expo and I could have been like, hey, I'm going to be in this thing today. There's going to be a little events, like 19 people in here. I'm going to actually come and promote this event, right? I'm actually going to like share Expo, and I want every single person in this room to buy Expo. Like, don't actually do it, but you know what I mean? Like just sharing that. If you do this on your story and you're actually like, hey guys, look, I know I'm always like playing the songs, and it's like, for example, what's your music about?
Many times social commentary, or relationships, interpersonal relationships, anywhere from friendship, familial, love interests, things of that nature.
Better example. Let's pretend that this bracelet right here is a friendship bracelet. I find a brand that's a friendship that literally has friendship bracelets. So you reach out and you say, hey, I have this song that just came out. It's about it's about friendships and so on and so forth. Can I promote it? If they say yes or no, whatever, like you try to secure a deal with them. If they say no, just do it anyway. And just go on your story and say, hey guys, look, I know my last song was about like friendships and da-da-da. I literally just bought this friendship bracelet. It reminds me of my best friend. I'm going to tell my best friend to get one. So now me and my best friend are going to have matching friendship bracelets. And if you actually, and you put it on, you show them how it looks, and you're like, so if you actually want to order your friendship bracelet, and you know, just go to link in bio and order it, and here, and you have your own bracelet. If enough people repost you, or if you get, and then you can tell people to tag you and all that. If people love it, they repost you. Any comment that you get, even if it's just like a DM with a heart, collect all of that. All of that's social proof, right? Every person that says, oh my God, I love this, blah, 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 like whatever, collect that social proof, put it all in a Google Drive, send it off to the brand, and then say, hey, look, I know, you know, we couldn't secure a partnership, but I went ahead and I did it anyway. I just wanted to share the results. I shared it with my audience. I got like 5 likes. I got this, that, whatever. the thing is, maybe they might not pay you right away, but they might say like, you know what, we'll give you a promo code. You know, next time you offer it, you can actually do it for like, let's say Kingston Music 10, and then you get 10% or they get 10% or whatever. You get a little small commission. So now you're doing this bracelet thing. Every time you post it, you know you could essentially be making a couple dollars, and the brand's gonna be happy. And then just introducing products into your life. You know, like I have this planner. I love Evo Journal. It's like the best journal ever. This is like, if I really want to integrate this into my stories, they're not going to pay me right away, but I could actually say it. Or sometimes they have affiliate links. Affiliate links is also an amazing way to get started. So you never know. There's always going to be that one person that's like always like interested in what you're doing, or just wants to buy, or like there's a lot of compulsive buyers on the internet. So when you sell something low ticket, like something for $5, people will buy.
Okay, cool. One thing that comes to mind, I just remembered, I wear Swanick blue blocker glasses. Not right now, they're orange in almost all of my videos. Well, I don't have too many videos up, but yeah, maybe I could approach them and or put something on, and as you just advised, and see how that works and show them and maybe get a promo code. So
Absolutely,
cool.
yeah.
Thank you.
And share the EPK too. Like if you can put together a little EPK for influencers, like for your influencer side of things, you could actually say like, this is my demographics, like actually go all in. Like you can go on your Instagram, open your insights, you can see locations, you can see cities, you can see age range, you can see all these things. So when you are, and all it takes is just a Google search, right? You can say like, what brands are into micro influencers, and you'll get a whole list. And like actually just like Google's your best friend. So so go on Google, figure out what brands are looking for micro influencers. There's an app called Trend.io. You can sign up to be influencer for them, for micro influencer. And there's another one called Brand, I can never remember this one, but it's like something about brand ambassadors. And their main job is to pretty much get you connected with brands, and it's all for physical products. So little bit of a tip here though, whenever you are doing like brand sponsorship deals, you also have to be really, really selective with not just taking anyone and everyone, right? It has to serve your audience. You also don't want to be like another random item, a back scratcher. You know, you don't want to be like, this is not gonna, I mean, it might serve you guys, but like if I'm talking about music on my Instagram, this is not really gonna be like music related. So make sure that you're doing something that serves your audience.
It could be marketing related. Back scratching, you scratch mine, I'll scratch yours. No, sorry, I had to do that.
I love that.
What did you say that website was one more time, Isabella?
Here, I'll drop them in the chat. There's
Okay,
wait, I just lost you guys.
And I just had a quick follow-up, if you don't mind. So is it appropriate to also request either whether there's compensation with the brand or not, to request that they also repost or promote the artist? Promote
You know, that's a great question. And also, I'm so glad Nikita came here today, because here's a great example. Again, she went to Whole Foods, and this was like such a nice random act of kindness. She went to Whole Foods, got this like new milk. It was like a plant alternative, and yeah, plant alternative. This brand, she uses this like protein powder all the time. She then thought, if I can just take a story of this protein powder with my favorite plant alternative milk, then they're gonna repost it. So then the brand reposted it, and then she's like, I just got this guy like so much exposure. Because brands love to repost stories because it's social proof. So if you're posting a brand, like not only is it only helping the brand, but it's also helping you because you're tapping into their network. And that's why, going back also to Tyler's question, that's why in the beginning you have to be okay with doing a little bit of free work, because you're getting the exposure. And then once you reach the higher numbers, then you have leveraging power.
Thank you.
Okay, Nikita, I saw you had a question in the chat, but Nick had one more other question, and I think it might have already kind of been answered, but Nick wants to know, once you get your feet in branding, how do you use that as leverage in order to secure other forms of branding?
That's a great question. Yeah, once you get your first one, you want to go turn around and get more. So you always want to make sure that you're staying on brand. If you're, for example, if let's say that you're, just as a quick example, let's say that your music is about like relationships and like, let's just pretend Taylor Swift, right? Taylor Swift is like the breakup songs and like love songs and like hopeless romantic. Now imagine if she starts promoting like a complete, like, I don't know, something like super hood or gangster, you know, and she's like, it's not going to be correlating to the audience. So going back to, you know, like making sure that every brand that you work with is going to be relevant. As a matter of fact, what you can do is you can go on Google Sheets and just create a little spreadsheet and say like, okay, I want to work with these 5 brands in 2021. And you actually set a goal. Like, don't overwhelm yourself. Just put like 5 brands.
I know Alexi is going crazy because that is her sneeze. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's the best way, you know, like just go with 5 brands and then go like the first one. Once you get the first one, okay, great. Keep the momentum going. Go to the next one and go to the next one. And don't go for like direct competitors because that's not going to look good. So, for example, like we're all multifaceted people, right? So not only are you doing music, you're probably also like, what are you drinking, Tiffany? Coffee?
Hot chocolate. I am not a coffee drinker, but I like to look fancy and get it from Starbucks.
Perfect. So that's a perfect example. See, so like right now we were talking about friendship bracelets. Then we talked about a journal. We talked about a back scratcher. Now you could also introduce the coffee, hot chocolate. So it really, as long as it's like revolving around your daily life, that's all that really matters. Because your daily life is what you're posting already, and it should already be what your audience is like engaging with.
Kyle, or not Kyle, I'm sorry, Nick. You can give a thumbs up if, okay, there you go. And then Nikita, obviously the micro influencer guru here. What is your question, girl?
Okay, because, so yeah, I do have a question as far as when we are getting a product, like let's say that we go to the brand, the one that you just said, like the brand.io or something. And then if they send us products, what happens if we don't love the product?
No, you don't post it.
Okay. Because I wasn't sure, because you know how you keep on saying like, okay, you have to be very passionate about the product. That is for me, like with Freddie, for instance, I love it. So it's super simple. Yeah. Oh, this is something that they sent me last week. I was like screaming at 6 a.m. when the package arrived. But okay, because that's the thing, is if these brands are sending me products and I don't like the product, I'm not going to post it and lie. So do I post it and be honest though, or just ignore it?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't like I don't know if you guys remember like years ago when Justin Bieber posted like this skincare thing and at the end he was like, it's the worst thing ever. I would never do anything like that, because also like think about the look that you're creating for yourself. Like brands are going to be afraid of working with you. Like Taylor Swift, there was a like right now that Scooter Braun just sold her masters, he like tried getting her he wanted her to sign like a silence deal so that they could even speak about it, because we all know that she's gonna go and blast him everywhere if they do speak and it goes south. So you don't want to build that reputation.
I don't want that look on the internet.
No, and that's why you have to use products that you're already using, that you already like. You don't have to be like, oh my gosh, I love this product like with my whole life, but it wouldn't hurt you if you're already like another like if you're using Windex or like Expo, you know, like all these random items here.
I'm loving your randomness.
Yeah, no.
I'm like, I have a golden pineapple. Do you want to?
Oh my gosh, Tiffany! Oh shoot. Oh. It's a humidifier. Like spilled it all over. But
sorry.
It's okay. But yeah, I mean that just goes to show, like, as long as you're using stuff that you're using already, it's not really gonna like affect you. You already genuinely like it. Another random object, especially for all the artists in here, microphones like the Blue Yeti. You know, like something as small as this, is something that you can easily promote. You can easily reach out to like Blue and you can say like, hey, look, I used your microphone in my music video. Look how much attention my music video got. And share it with them. And then say like, hey, you know, like do you want me to actually make it exclusive and only use Blue products? The next thing.
Yes, Kingston.
So yeah, so Kingston, that goes perfect to your question about the blue blockers. You know, it's use what you already have and what you've already used. And that's also tying it into content you already have. Go back to the content you've already created and actually pay attention. What have you been posting? What are you sharing? And then see if any of that you can actually share with the brand already. That way you don't have to like wait to post and then like, you know, wait a few weeks to get the best insights.
And I have a question as well. And also, like, this doesn't just have to apply for musicians or artists. Like, say you have a podcast, like whatever, whoever your audience is, if, you know, I'm reaching moms, you know, similar to myself that use MAC lip gloss. Again, I'm just going to show anything that I have too, or decorate, you know, from TJ Maxx and Marshalls. Like, you know, like I could post or talk easily about that. But I do have a question. So, you know, like I kind of want to be in like artist management or things of that nature. And I know in certain calls or I've been guided to have like a direct social media pertaining to that topic only. So how, if, you know, I want to bring in other brands, how would that look? You know what I mean? Like if I'm also using a stretch mark cream or something on my stomach, which I literally did just buy, and I will be posting about it. But anyway, like how would that look on my page if, you know, I'm saying I'm an owner, you know, of a consulting service, but I'm talking about stretch mark cream? Like how would that look?
No, that's a great question. So one of the first things that I usually recommend with social media is to like make your account essentially like be really intentional, right? Because people are going to judge you, so you choose how you're going to be judged if you're actually intentional with your branding. One thing that I recommend is to always have like at least 5 different pillars of your life that you want to showcase. So for example, if you want to share about your artists, right? That's one pillar. Let's take Shalizi's account into example. Shalizi, he's like the Marshmallows management. He blew up also for that, and now he has like a bunch of other artists. So Shalizi posts about his cars. He posts about all his artists. Then he posts about like I guess he's like hunting now. Now he's posting about I don't know what else he posts about. Those are like the top things that I remember. But he's more like kind of like music lifestyle. If I were to put him in a category, he's like a music lifestyle account. He showcases a little bit about everything. So when you're sharing a little bit about everything, then maybe like self-care could be one of your things. And then so now people can only, so like for example, when you're an artist manager, what actually makes you stand out? Because that's the question that you have to think about. What makes you stand out? Do you want to be this like only artist management account where people aren't going to really know you, and then artists aren't really going to want to work with you because they don't really understand who you are? But if you're more real and this is why I'm like always like be authentic with everything, because if people know, like for example, I post about my dog, I post about like all these different things, so it could be that one little thing that makes someone connect with you. And maybe the next artist that you work with, maybe she's like, oh my gosh, I actually wanted like stretch mark cream or something. So it's like the little things. And that's something that like so like a lot of people and a lot of advice is missing on social media right now, is to like actually showcase more of your life than just your music. Did that help?
Yeah, writing it down right now.
Awesome. Yeah, and you took the boot camp, so like just go back to like the JK5.
Yeah, I was just that's what I was writing myself. I was like, wait, I remember the 5 pillars. So yes, let me go back to the Facebook page.
Yeah.
Anybody else have any questions? If not, we're gonna go ahead, Nikita. Oh, Bobbin. Wait, we'll let Bobbin go, then Nikita, if that's okay.
I was wondering if you have any advice for somebody who doesn't post or wants to get started, what they should do. Like, what if they don't have?
I know what she'll say. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
What, say it.
She just says every day that you don't post your shop because your business is closed.
That's it.
You're posting you're not open for business. And I love that analogy. It's always stuck with me. So
Awesome. I'm glad. Yeah. So the best thing, I love this tool so much. It's called later.com. You pay like $25 a month. It's literally the best thing ever because you can actually get a bunch of your pictures that you already have and schedule them. Make sure you're sticking to your like calendar of like, make sure you're sticking to like your pillars. Schedule it all out so you don't have to worry about it. Then like as you're posting, as everything's like automatically being posted, you're also making sure that your captions are on, you're making sure that your hashtags are on. And if you think about your social media as a storefront, every day that you're not showing up is like every day that your store is closed, which is what Tiffany was saying. And when your store is closed, then people aren't coming in. And if people aren't coming in, then how can you expect them to like get samples or like to actually, you know, like to actually buy things? So you really do have to show up, even if it's not every single day, because you can post, you could also show up on story, you can show up on reels, you can you can show up all over Instagram. But the thing is, you always want to be on the forefront of their mind so that people are always like, oh yeah, I remember, like people stalk you. I get this all the time. They send me DMs. I had another day someone reached out to me on Clubhouse. They're like, I literally have been lurking all over your Instagram for the past like 3 weeks. Never liked, never commented, never DM'd me. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. But that's true. People are like lurking, and that's why like you just always have to be posting because you never know when that little piece of content is actually going to resonate.
And then, does that answer your question, Bobbin? You gotta post. I'm gotta tell myself the same thing because I don't post nothing.
Yeah, think about your audience, right? Because also like if it's no, I know it's taking it like one step deeper. Like for example, like what's your music about?
Like I write about music.
He's a
Like elaborate a little bit.
Like I'm a blogger / journalist.
Okay. And what's and like why do you do that?
I don't know. I just like it. I think it's something I'm good at, and I feel like I'm promoting artists. So I enjoy that.
So now think about it this way: every day you're not posting, you're not promoting an artist.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. Yeah.
Ouch.
Okay. Yeah.
It hurts. It stings. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to. You got to show up for your audience.
Wow. Thank you.
And then Nira, I see your question in the chat, but I'll let Nikita go, and then I'll answer, or I'll ask her a question.
Okay, cool. So my question is about Spotify. Like, I noticed that they don't have an affiliate program, or I don't think I found one. So is there any way that if we're sharing tracks, because even though I'm not sharing music, I'm sharing the positive affirmation tracks every day. So is there a way that we could get brand deals with them?
That's a really good question. You should reach out to someone like that handles influencer marketing at Spotify. Cause you never know. Like unless you ask, you never know.
Yeah.
And I'm sure like I always get their emails for like sign up for the premium for like $9.99 for like 3 months or something. So just reach out to someone and say like, look, I literally share this all the time. I'm making my audience like get your premium so they can stream these morning rituals and stuff like that. So reach out to them.
Okay, cool. Okay, great. Thanks.
Type in Spotify and scroll through all their employees and look at like, and you never know, like LinkedIn is so great because you never know that one connection that knows that person. Like I have been so guilty of like hitting up someone I haven't spoken to in like 5 years, like, hey girl, you know this person, can you give me like a soft introduction to this, and 9 times out of 10 people are very willing to do it. I even utilized someone at my job that I've never spoken to before to reach out to someone at Clorox, and she was willing to do it. So yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay, and then Nira, she goes, what about wearing other artists' gear, like in a video or story on Insta and tagging them? Is that appropriate? First off, being an artist as well. Second, how would that work? Hopes this makes sense. I think it makes sense.
It does make sense. I personally do like that approach because when you're also creating that like culture, especially if it's an artist that you really like and you get like resemblance from, it's something that unites you to your audience. You know, it makes it relatable. Your audience probably also likes, like for example, Justin Bieber's Drew merch, right? If you're a Justin Bieber fan and your audience is a Justin Bieber fan, it's only going to tighten the bond. It's going to make you guys closer. So And I've had like, I used to work with an artist, and she was like very like, for my artistry, I don't want to like showcase other people, but like, it's all about partnerships, you know?
That
At the
lateral
end of the day.
networking.
Yeah, it's all about working together, growing together, and supporting each other. And in the beginning, like, it just sucks to say, but in the beginning, we don't really have a lot of say when it comes to like going back to Taylor's question. We don't have that say of like, give me $1 million, I'm gonna post you. Like, they're gonna be like, okay, like, who are you? So yeah, when you're posting, like when you have other merch and tagging artists, you never know when they're also gonna like repost you. So now it's actually a genius move, because if you are influenced, for example, by Justin Bieber, you're posting something with Drew, Justin Bieber reposts you. Now you're gonna get his fans, like diehard fans, flocking to you, and then little did they know that your music actually resembles or resonates to them. So it's like a perfect like sneaky entry point.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. Appreciate
And
that.
then,
No problem.
Lottie, you had a question?
Yeah, hi Izzy. Thanks so much for all the info. My question is, I know you kind of mentioned later and a couple of other tools, but do you ever experience burnout with posting on if you're posting on multiple social media platforms so often? And if not, how do you avoid it?
Great question, and good to see you again. So I normally recommend in the beginning, one platform. So like only use one platform at once, because especially the Gary V's will tell you, like you have to be like 60 times, like all over the place. But he leaves out the fact that he has a team. When you're starting, like only focus on one platform, only like use full efforts on that one platform. And the great thing about later is that like it allows you to schedule all of that. So then all you really have to do is just dive in and become like your own community manager, talking to people, interacting with people, DMing people, looking for collabs, looking for other accounts that are similar to yours and are a little bit bigger than yours, so you can like cross connections. Prince EA, this like spoken word artist, he actually partnered with Julius Dean, this magician. And when they were both starting off, every time Prince EA would post, Julius Dean would repost them. And every time Julius Dean posted, Prince EA would post them. They were literally cross-merging their audiences, and they grew together at such a fast rate. So when you're using Instagram, or I see in the chat Clubhouse, use these platforms and like actually go all in on that platform, right? Don't just go like 25% and then go on Facebook and then go on LinkedIn, because it is overwhelming. And I've done it before too. I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, and blah blah blah. Now my full focus is Instagram, of course Clubhouse, and then LinkedIn I only use it for networking. I'm rarely active on Facebook, which is crazy. I used to be super highly active on Facebook, but it's because like I realized if you can only focus on one platform, and if you're actually interacting with your audience, you're helping people more. As an artist, a lot of the artists here, they want to share life experiences because they want to actually help people get through the same experiences, right? Whether it's heartbreak, whether it's successes in life, whatever it is, So when you're sharing your music on that one platform and you're connecting with those audiences, you're helping them.
I love that. Thank you. Appreciate it.
No problem. Hopefully that helped.
Yes, I think so. Anyone else? Like I was saying, Clubhouse is obviously like the new fun thing that we're all connecting on. I hope you all are on. So let's all, support one another and follow one another, and, try to figure out what rooms you're in. You never know what room you're going to be in. I was able to speak on a stage with Mace, which was cool to me because I'm weird. But anyway, so yeah, I did ask Bobbin to add the Clubhouse handle into the contact sheet. So I think he just did that as well. But does anyone else have any other questions before we get into the listening session? Oh, yep. Okay. Lily and then Tyler.
Awesome. Thanks. Thank you, Izzy. This is super helpful. My question is actually more along the lines of, if you're contacting brands, how I guess is best to frame your ask? Like, is it better to just stay focused on one thing initially so you don't overwhelm them with too much? Or like, what's that good balance between sort of offering all of the different options of things that you could work with them on versus trying to like stay as focused as possible, because maybe the thing that you think they want you to work with you on is not actually the thing, and maybe there's something that's like number 5 on your list, but also like trying not to sort of overwhelm them with too much at once.
That's a great question. So if you're trying to build a relationship, do it either on LinkedIn. I highly recommend LinkedIn, or if not, Instagram. And just DM them. Your first sentence, like your intro line, should always be something like, "Hi," first name, always address them by name. Compliment them on whatever it is that they're doing, any recent successes, any recent media mentions, whatever it is, and then provide a piece of value. So, for example, the best structure for like an intro sentence should be something like, "Hi," for example, "Hi Lily, you did an amazing job with the recent brand activation. I saw it, great, like it was fantastic, blah blah blah. I really liked it. By any chance, are you currently accepting EPKs for other micro influencers?" And then they'll say yes or no. Like, you always want to make sure the question is something that they say yes to, right? So just, it can be something like that. If they say yes, if that's too generic, then go a little bit deeper. For example, if their brand is let's say like what's it called, Travis Scott McDonald's. If you reach out to like McDonald's, just say like, "Hey, that was amazing, I love it was like such a genius idea, blah blah blah," and then you just say something like, "Are you currently accepting other rappers?" Because now you're making it like a little bit more generic, where they're like, "Oh, actually we are looking for rappers." That's why it's important to know their audience and know your audience, so that when you're trying to create that one intro sentence, it doesn't have to be as generic. You could actually go in like, are you actually looking for like positive influencers, or are you actually looking, like, make it something that's already going to make them say yes. Does that help?
Thanks. Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Cool.
All right. And then Tyler, go right ahead.
All right, I'm still driving, by the way. I'm still driving, so bear with me. But first, I want to say I like what you said about like, if you're not posting, you're not working. Like, I like that. I wrote that down too. But I just really had a question on like, if you had any tips to like help artists like build engagement with their audiences, because you said they really look for that organic audience. They don't want fake numbers. You could have like 10,000 followers and only getting 100 likes. So do you have any tips on how to build that engagement?
Absolutely. So there's like really a lot of ways. The first thing though is to like going back to like your artist identity, like, who are you as an artist? What are you actually trying to get across? And being super clear on that. So when you're clear on what you're doing, you're going to be able to start attracting the right audience. When you start attracting the right audience, one of the first tips I can give you is, whenever people comment on your page, comment right away, but don't like the comment. The next day that you go to post, you go back to your old post and you actually go like the comment. So now they already got the instant gratification of your reply. The next day they're like, "Oh, look, they're like actually liking my post." Now you just gave a little like dopamine booster to them. And the likelihood of now them clicking on that and then going to your page is going to be so much greater. So like, if you're posting something around that time, it's going to like help you. It's going to like boost more people to your post. The other thing is to post on stories. So the second that you post something, post it on your story, block out what it is, and put a catchy tag on your story, and like just block out the image. Don't let people look at the image, and just say like, "Oh my gosh, you got to see this picture, blah blah blah. Here's why," right? You give them like a hook so that people actually want to click. One thing that I've also seen a lot that improves engagement is when you add a click, like type in the little like GIF section, type the click icon where it's like usually a mouse clicking, put that on the image. And another thing that also increases the engagement is to do put like on towards the top or anywhere, you can put the counter of like the hearts going up for the likes. So subconsciously you're telling people click and actually like it. And I've noticed when I don't do it, and I've also tried this on other people's accounts, and actually, again, Nikita's also been here. She's tried everything that I'm saying. She's actually tried. So your engagement does go up, and it's like just these little things. But yeah, I mean, it's like, it really just goes back to like serving the audience. Another thing is like the hashtags, knowing the hashtags to use, making sure that the hashtags is like everything that you want your audience is already searching for. right? So like, what's your music about, Tyler?
I don't make music. Actually, I'm looking to get into artist management.
Perfect. So artist manager, you're gonna want to look into the hashtags like independent artists or like New Music Friday or like need free beats or like those type of hashtags where like you know that those are your like artists are looking at those hashtags. Like you know every rapper is looking at free beats or like New Music Friday or like hip hop whatever. Like people are looking for those. So look at the hashtags, follow the hashtags as well so you can also connect with other people. And always look at it from the perspective of it's not about you, it's about them. So if you can make them the star of your world, they will actually reciprocate like tenfold.
Yeah, building that community.
I love that.
So yeah, this has all been really, really great. I think as long as no one else has any other questions, but I think some really, really good tips have been given, and again, speaks to why we had Izzy on the panel in the first place. So yes, we can all clap. Thank you very much for starting that round of applause, Nikita. So we'll go into the listening session. I think, Bobbin, do you have the stuff? I figured that. Okay. So Bobbin, we'll go ahead and play and we could just jam out. This is always my favorite parts of my Saturdays. Gets me in a good spirit and just makes me want to be productive. So anyway.
I just need the sharing.
Oh,
whatever.
I don't even think I'm a.
And one more thing, if it's okay too, I have a PDF that I can share with 7 tips to like increase your fan base engagement. If it's okay to drop the link here. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I have permissions. Did you get permissions?
Yeah.
Okay. And yes, for sure, drop that link. I'm already signed up.
Cool. So I was about to open that link, but I'll do that.
Oh, and then don't you, aren't you, I thought you were talking about the event you were hosting on.
Oh.
And then I was like, wait, no, this is just, these are separate tips. Nah, go ahead and plug that in.
Of course. Yeah, totally in my mind. So yeah, I have an event this Thursday. So it's a free networking event. It's gonna be I'll give you a little backstory. Last year I went to a bunch of different Zoom panels, different events, and every time I would drop a link in the chat, like asking for contact information. Over the course of like a few months, it grew to like 900 people. I emailed all 900 people earlier last week. I invited them to a networking event. About 300 people replied saying like RSVPing, and I was like, whoa, there's like a lot of interest. So then I decided to open it to everyone else. So there's more than 300 people now, and it's everyone from like industry professionals, talent. I had some of the like bigger people. I had like the A&Rs from like Empire, RSVP. I had like a few like actual industry people, like major label people connect and RSVP. So if you guys want to join, it's totally free. It's on Thursday. I will drop it in here. And essentially the whole point of it is to like go on Zoom and break out into breakout sessions so we can actually connect with one another. It's like 3 hours long, but it's going to be different. It's just literally going to be like speed dating. So in those 3 hours, even if you come for like an hour, you're going to be connecting with people like over and over and over again. And then I have to do this, but this week I'm going to send out 2 things, a survey and also a little bit of a how to craft your pitch so you could actually be like super prepared. It should be like 30 seconds. That way you can like connect and actually be able to get through the thing. So I'll send out a pitch, like a pitch intro thing. I'll send out a survey so I can try to figure out a way to actually connect you to the people you need to be connected with. And I'm going to, at the event, I'm going to have a master database where we can all input information and see like, you know, what do actually people need help with, who do they need to be connected with. And then afterwards, the connections can keep going. So I'll drop the, and thank you. Thank you, everyone. So yeah, I'll drop the Fame Hackers Networking, I think it was.
Yes, you're getting all the roses. So again, this has been a great event. So thank you again for sharing. And yes, definitely sign up for her event. That's why, like I said, I was already signed up. That's why I thought she was about to post. I'm like, yeah.
Thank you. And really quick before we do listening session, can we take an Instagram story?
Hell yeah.
All right.
Hell yeah, and everybody post.
You are so
Everybody
cute.
post this on
Can't
their
even do that.
Instagram,
Crazy.
myself included.
Oh, I almost dropped my phone and everything. All right, ready? Smile. All right, cool.
That's dope.
Awesome.
This is
I
so
will
cute.
post and tag you guys. Cool. Thank you.
Cool. Let's get the music listening session started. Before we get started, is Calvin Bailey here? I know you shared a song. I don't know if that's somebody here or not. Cool. We're gonna move on. We're gonna start with Elsie today. Thumbs up if you guys can hear. I haven't started playing
I tried playing with fire, going up in smoke. I felt so alive. We weren't meant to go higher, but I was down for the ride. Should've known by then we'd go too far. When we got too close, it fell apart. Jumping the gun, chasing the sun, crashed on the run. You got my head high, you had me from the start. I'll be your Icarus, defeated by the odds, but we were like Greek gods. I'll be your
That was awesome. I don't know if we have time to like give feedback, but Isabella, if you want to share something really quickly before we get into the next song, feel free. You're on mute.
I'm muted. Yeah, actually, I love everything by Elsie. Last time it was also amazing. I wouldn't do anything to change that track. Actually, even the everything was like so synced. Even like the cover work, the artwork. It was like it totally gave off the vibe of what the song was saying. Perfect structure, and I thought all the instruments were where they needed to be. So, great job once again. I don't know where you are, Elsie. I don't think you're here.
I'm here.
Oh, there
Thank
you are.
so much. Yeah. Actually, that art though is something I found on Google, so I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna like change that. That was just a placeholder, but thanks. Yeah, that's awesome to hear.
Well,
And you also dropped a new project out. Drop that, girl.
Thank you.
It's helping people plug Saturday, okay?
Yeah. Yes, I do have an album out, which came out on New Year's. So yeah, I can drop that for sure in the chat. And and actually, I'm gonna do like a collab single for I guess in advance of Chinese New Year, and that's gonna be coming out in a couple weeks. So stay tuned.
Awesome.
I'm excited.
Cool. We're gonna go to Laddie next.
Oh no.
Accountability buddy. Let's get it.
Hey, we gotta tap in, Bobby.
Yeah. This is it right here.
Yeah.
You know me, I don't need no ID. I'm liking what I see when you're around me. Your body is doing things to me, so I should charge a fee, though you don't need it. Girl, I know that you got your own. You're the one I've been looking for. Put in work, little mama. You don't need these lanes in your way, making me wanna work harder. This too good just to get for free, babe. If you show me you ain't with me for the bag, but but you with me for a little more than that, yeah, yeah. When they see us, they gon' know just where it's at. Matching bags, matching jazz, yeah. Can you imagine all that? I'ma want it all black, yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you want it all black? Do you want it all black, yeah, yeah, yeah. Baby, original, influence all them hoes, setting the trends, making plays, yeah. How you so beautiful, killing them head to toe. They'll hit you with first degree. There you go now, walking down Fifth Ave like a runway. Girl, they know you run this town. That bounce all homemade. Bring a lot to the table, way beyond cash. If you was tied to the train tracks, I rescue that ass. You could count on me. Yeah, baby, you could count on me.
I have one thing to say.
I'm scared. I'm scared.
No, but in all seriousness, that needs to be on TikTok like right now.
I'm dead.
Like
it's a demo.
I was like, yeah, no, that needs to be on TikTok. Especially the part where you were like, drop the link. This is just like Amazon. Yeah. Oh, by the way, little side note, on Amazon you can get like these like fake $100 bills that look legit. So you can really trick people.
Yeah, those are fun. The guns, yeah.
Noted. Yeah, you can use it for like music videos, but I would totally do that on TikTok like right now. Like right now.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let me share with you, I think it's talkfluencer.com. I'm pretty sure it's Talkfluencer. You can get influencers pretty decent rates. What is it? Talkboard? I don't know. I'll look for it. I'll send it to you. I'll have you on Instagram. You can get the influencers for like fairly cheap. Yeah, that song needs to be on there.
Thank you.
Lottie also has a what's the word for it? Promote that.
Oh, I don't know. What are you talking about?
The email thing. The email facts. The email.
Oh, my newsletter? Oh.
Yeah. I enjoyed reading that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that was fun.
So yeah, tap in with Lottie, obviously.
Appreciate you guys. Love Finessed. Thank you guys.
Nora, which one would you prefer that I play?
It's the same song. It was just whichever link was better. It's the same song. Yeah.
There, let's go sound.
Thank you.
No problem.
I just have to let you know exactly what I feel when I think of you, when I tell others how chill I used to be around you, and how much happiness I once entrapped. You brought the joy out of me in a way that I had never felt. And could you possibly
just love me, lay down your guard, just love me with all of your heart, and love me, don't you ever stop, just love me.
Yes, we had our ups and downs, but we were floating the most. Our days together were always spontaneous. Never knew what we'd do first. Well, actually, the mornings were best and connected, enjoying each other's presence. Storms were brewing, though, always trying to break the bond. Eventually, we succumbed to the madness, and everything went wrong. Reflecting on our history now, I remember the first days when the excitement of just thinking of you got me through the haze. I knew you loved me then and everything was kosher. Seeing the sparkle in your eyes gave me chills of warmth all over. Couldn't have wrote a better script. Longtime friends, reconnected.
Thank y'all for the love. Thank you.
Yeah, that would also was really good. The only thing I would maybe play around with the levels a little bit. Yeah, I think in the beginning, just the levels with like, because there was like slight drums in there, right?
Yeah. We gotta get that down. So.
Yeah, I would just kind of like bump that up a little bit more. But overall it was good. Really good song.
All right, thank you so much.
Cool. Next up is Kaylee, another fan favorite.
Come step through the door. Yeah, I know you're out. It's okay, you don't know yet what I'm all about. I'm not like the other girls. I can hold a crowd, biting my tongue to stay safe. Bloody is my mouth. I can't help that you think you'll make a mistake. I don't wanna put a pause just because you need to think. I'm kinda turned on, you're alone 'cause of me. I'm happy you're alone. I'm happy you're alone. Sorry, I'm so cold. I'm happy you're alone. I'm happy you're alone.
That beat drop.
Hey.
That beat drop was sick.
Thanks.
Yeah, that was, you guys were so talented. I was thinking also, like when this song was playing, I was also thinking, have you, and this is maybe like something more for like the Finesse team, have you guys thought about doing like a TikTok challenge for like just the people submitting music?
Yes. And Kevin, who is on this call, is an incoming intern who's going to help us build our TikTok this year. Shout out to Kevin Zeno.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I think TikTok, a lot of these songs would do really good on TikTok, even Instagram Reels. But yeah, like a lot of the songs, and last time too, like there's so much talent in here.
I think we have one more recording. Whoa, yeah. I don't know. Oh, hell yeah, sweet. I think he's here. I think he's busy though, but let's get it anyway.
Yeah, bye. Yeah. Feeling good looking right with all my people. This spot is here tight. Hope you hear right. Long as you hear right, we're all equal. There's no need to fight that feeling. Just hands up to the ceiling, singing one love meaning even. If you give it up, I'ma give it right back. The energy so make you wanna jump back. Whoa. I hope it don't come on strong. The song has got me, can't do no wrong. When everyone around me surrounding it, the music turn it up 'cause we don't care. I got my family, friends all in the place. Most of all I got you, if you need don't wait or hesitate to call. We've been here long and to get down to that break it down. When you dance the night away, I can't help but wish the time would stay still as we just let it be. Explode, no slow-mo chill. Feel that bass, it gives them. Feel the groove, it moves you to it. Listen, we got no time to waste, nothing to lose. Just do what you want, but I leave it up to you. You better together. If you're with me, I'm with you. Life is so crazy. I know why I say if I'm with me with you. Yeah, yeah, everybody get down, 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 get down. Everybody get down, get down, get down, get down, get down, get down, yeah, everybody get down. Tell you what, I got love in here, we got love in here. You.
That's sick.
The energy on this track was amazing. Again, I wouldn't change anything on that one either. But actually, what I wanted to do, everyone that submits songs today, if you send me a DM on Instagram, I'll give you ideas of what brands you can partner with to keep it together with a brand partnership.
Yo, you're the GOAT, Izzy. Young GOAT.
Yeah, so in terms of songs, like all the songs are like really good, really talented. Just like minor tweaks here and there, but for the most part, you know, I think are all these songs released or unreleased or a mixture?
I think some of them are unreleased. But before you finish up, could we have a live performance by Kingston?
Oh, awesome.
The freshly shaven Kingston.
Not
wanna go ahead?
freshly shaven.
I mean, you know, freshly trimmed. Probably should have given them a little bit more warning.
Here we go. Thank you.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's a new year, so I thought I'd go clean. What? It's not a Zoom unless there's technical difficulties. Everybody can hear me?
Yep.
Cool. All right, just one sec. Thank you for your patience. Okay. All right, everyone can hear that, yeah? All right, cool. All right, this is called Analog Cowboy. Stop your Instagramming of your vegan falafel plate. Compulsive nil hunting shoes, trophy waist. Save some Facebook time when you're away from me. Spend your time more wisely. Be here right now. And I'll be your analog cowboy. Can be my inner beauty queen. Rise up in the sunshine on the Miracle Mile. Tried to be your digital cowboy, but you know it just ain't my scene. You do for me and I do for you while we're making the right digital divide. Put your phone down for a while. Look away, up away from your screen. FaceTime anytime that you want with me. But face to face, real time in front of me. And I'll be analog cowboy. You can be my inner beauty queen. We'll rise up in the sunshine on the Miracle Mile. Try to be my digital cowgirl, but you never know what I mean. Heads up in the clouds and your boots on my sleeves. Please put your phone down for a while. Be here right now. Thank you.
Woo! I love it. It definitely gave me the chill vibes, like Hawaii, like Jack Johnson.
Wow, thank you. That's a big compliment.
Yeah, no, and it was the metaphors you were using, it was like super creative. It was very picturesque.
Thank you. Really appreciate that. I goofed it a little bit, but you know, it's Zoom. It wouldn't be Zoom.
It's okay. We're all human, right?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, that's it for the music. I think Tiff and Izzy, if you guys want to wrap us up.
Thank you, everyone who played music. Hopefully you definitely do reach out to Izzy because, again, I think we all have attested to how awesome she is. And sign up for her events. I hope you guys took notes and copied and pasted all of her links that she sent out. And yeah, that's all. Izzy, do you have anything else? Again, thank you so much for being willing to come and help out our community. And thanks for everyone for sharing your Saturday afternoon, the early part of it with us. Well, depending on what time zone you're in. So yeah.
It's noon. No, thank you, Tiffany. Thank you, Alexi, and everyone else at the Finessed Media team. You know, I'm always happy to help. And again, if you guys ever need help or if anyone here, you know, just wants to chat and whatever, you know, I'm more than happy to help. So just a quick reminder, you know, all the people that played the songs, please reach out. I will help you figure out what brands to partner with. And yeah, and then the event again this Thursday. I will drop the link here just in case. But other than that, anything else? Anything else before I go?
Thank you so much, Izzy. We really appreciate you. This was so last minute. We were obviously supposed to have Khalil earlier on in the week, but had a last minute cancellation. So Izzy, we appreciate you so much. This is amazing. Like all of the advice was spot on and you're giving way more than we even asked of you. So obviously we appreciate that as well. And hopefully everybody got a lot out of this. Tiffany and Justine, thank you for helping make this happen. Bobbin as well. Raise the roof if you like this event today. Woo, 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 woo. Oh yeah, cool. Also, this week has been incredibly long for the Finessed Media team, and these events, when we have this community, it just makes the entire week so much better. So thank you to everybody for joining us. And also shout out to the new intern team, which is starting next week. Kyle, Julie, and Kevin, am I missing someone? And Tyler are all part of our new 2021 intern team. So we're really excited to welcome them on. If you are new to our community or haven't joined our community yet, then please join us on Finesse. I'm going to type it in the chat really quickly, but if you'd like to join our community, it's finessedmedia.mn.co, and you guys can sign up to be a member. We're actually taking away the $5 option pretty soon just because we put in a lot of work for these events. So it'll be $26 a month if you'd like to be a part of it. For the rest of you that are already paying the $5, obviously, like we're not going to charge you. But yeah, please join if you are open to being a part of our community.
And don't you think the gems dropped just in this event alone are worth $26? I think so. And the opportunity to get some marketing and you get another event. So I think it's well worth the monthly fee for sure. We try to add as much value to you guys and things that you can tangibly use in your careers and aspirations that you, like I said, that you can actually use. So.
Yeah, also for any artists that are part of our community, if you're with us early on, we're working with brands right now to create some brand partnerships that you can be a part of and monetize off of. So if you get in early, then you'll be part of that. All right, everybody, thank you so much.
I'm thinking of you too.
All right, everybody, thank you so much. Tiffany, Justine, anything else to add before we head off?
Just plugging in Kaylee's 8 p.m. Finessed event that she's hosting. I think it's about, do you want to talk a little bit about it, Kaylee? Go ahead. Again, it's self-plug Saturday, girl.
Yeah, it's just like for the Finessed, members and whoever else wants to come join to network with each other, and whatever you guys want to learn, like let me know and we'll get it set up and we'll do it. So
looking forward to it, and glad that you're a part of the community and offering your She Is Kaylee-ness. So, yeah. All right, y'all. It's been real. Everyone have a nice Saturday evening, and bye.
Happy Saturday, everybody. Thank you, Izzy,
Guys.
again.
Oh, thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Take care.
Thank you.